Wood is definitely one of the most used items inside of a crafting recipe, and it is also just great to build out of. So today we are going to get unlimited wood by building multiple farms to do so. And we will also build a new shop in the shopping district to sell the wood to the other AutoCrafters. Welcome back to AutoCraft. So if you remember in the last episode, we got all these tools. And I said that we're going to be using them to our advantage in this episode. And that is going to be to completely flatten out the industrial district. Because I have plans to hopefully fill up this entire thing, but not in this episode. We're only going to be building about 3 or 4 farms in this episode. But in order to start that off, we need to clear out the entire industrial district. So let's get started. And just like that, everything is all flattened out. Now, surprisingly, with the 3 of us, it only took us about 1.5 hours to 2 hours to completely wipe this out. And there was a little bit of terraforming that got done here, but of course it still needs a little bit of touching up, like right there and right there as well. So now we have plenty of room to work on whatever we want in this area. Guys, look, there's a sherbert in the basement. Because if you remember back in episode 1, we agreed that he would come and live in the basement. Of course, we built the base, he just gets a room in it, and I believe his room is done. So I'm excited to go down and check out what he's got. And we also do owe him 2 stacks of diamonds, because of course we owed Rusty 2 stacks of diamonds, and Sherbert actually co-owns the shop with Rusty, so we can also pay Sherbert. Hello.
Ah, hello. It's the man upstairs.
It's the man downstairs. I see you got your room here now.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty proud with it. You want a quick tour?
Sure.
So this is my storage area.
Okay.
And I think you saw when I was building it on stream, but I got the bone mealer set up. So a little bone meal barrel down at the bottom. Everything's nice and tight and cramped. Of course, the sorting system. And then over here, I got the 4 furnace smelter. And then above here, it's actually a lava farm. So the chest over here is, of course, where the buckets and stuff come out. So yeah, if you have a need for lava, there's some lava. I don't mind you using some lava. Oh, and Mr. Nibbles.
Jeffrey Nibbles. Why'd you put a spider in my basement?
I didn't put a spider in your basement. I put a cave spider in your basement. It's my pet, Jeffrey Nibbles. Isn't he cute? He's furry and fuzzy.
But what if he gets out?
He won't get out.
How do you know that?
He's well trained. Look at him.
How do you train a spider?
Very carefully. Don't yell at him. He's sensitive.
I'm not yelling at him. I'm yelling at you.
What? Okay, fair.
Anyway, so your payment.
Yes. Normally rent is discussed before someone moves in, but we didn't do that. So what do you require?
I require that you don't tell Rusty that I was late.
Okay.
Meaning, I'm going to give you the second half of a trade deal that me and Rusty made. Because, you know, you co-own the business.
Oh, for books.
Yeah.
Right. I heard that you guys made a deal.
Yeah.
So
I owe you the second half of that money.
Okay. Oh, okay, cool.
So here you go.
All right, so I'll pay the same amount of rent next month, right?
Yeah, I'll
pay negative 186 diamonds? 888. No, 28. I can math. Negative 128 diamonds a month. That's my rent.
I don't think I'm gonna pay you to live here. Don't worry. I'll come up with something for next month's rent.
Oh, well, that's ominous. Wait, you're going to tell me around Halloween?
Maybe.
I'm not nervous.
Now, the next build that we need to make is going to be a bone meal farm because we have no way of getting bones or just bone meal in general besides going out and killing skeletons. So if we make a moss farm that's going to turn all the moss into bone meal, that's going to give us a lot of bone meal, because those farms are absolutely insane. Oh, and by the way, this is all the materials that we collected clearing out the area. Almost all of these boxes are completely filled to the brim, which is amazing, because that means we can do so much more terraforming work. But anyway, we're going to be building up a bone meal farm, but first we need to get the materials. So getting these materials was actually surprisingly easy, because Jinx did set up a redstone shop in the shopping district, which made all of the redstone easy to get. We also did do a trade with Lazy to get slime blocks, because that is the only thing that's hard to come by right now. But the rest of the materials were all pretty much easy to craft up, as they were just basic blocks in the game. All right, everything is ready right here. Let's go ahead and build up farm number 1. Alright, time lapse over, and we now have a moss farm fully complete, as well as I would say that this thing is working very well, because if we look in the chests, we have a lot of bone meal. In fact, we are also almost filled on our storage, which means we need to start storing these into shulker boxes, but we should probably build our next farm before we do that. But right after I built the farm, we did have a stream weekend for Halloween, in which we built up this guy right here, which is a concrete converter, which is very simple. All I need to do is flick this switch and start placing blocks right here. And then it'll push the concrete down as well as explode it with the TNT right there. And then it'll get collected and thrown into these chests right down here. Just a simple farm that didn't take too long to build. But then what we also did is revamped a little bit of the industrial district, including redesigning the portal with quartz, as well as the villager breeder and also the iron farm. Now the iron farm does look really weird because we have these like really weird lines in it. I'm gonna try to see if I can get that fixed, but I honestly don't know what's causing it. But now that the stream day is over, we can start getting ready to build the next farm, in which that next farm is going to be going right here in this little stone patch right next to this cow, just because it'll be pretty close to the bone meal farm. That way we don't need to go too far to bring over the bone meal. Or maybe we can even set up a path that the bone meal will go directly over there. And if you haven't figured it out already, the next farm that we are going to be building is a tree farm, because the next thing that I want to sell on the server is going to be every single type of wood, which means we need to build a few different farms, as different types of wood require different farms in order to harvest them. But the first one we're going to build is an all-around tree farm, which is going to give us most of the wood types. So let's go get the materials ready for it. I would have to say that this farm was probably even easier to get the materials for, since we already had the concrete converter to get the concrete, and I already had all of the redstone from the box that I made from all the redstone that we bought. With all of the materials collected right here, we are ready to build the farm right next to the bone meal farm. So let's get started. All right, wood farm is completed. Actually was like insanely simple, because I remember last time I built one of these things, it took a while because it had like slime blocks and honey blocks, and this didn't have a single one. And I only ran this for maybe about 10-ish minutes, and I got this much cherry wood, so we're good to make a good storage system for this, as well as a mangrove wood farm, because this farm will do every single type of wood besides mangrove and dark oak. And I've decided that we're gonna make a farm for the mangrove and then just manually farm the dark oak for now, just because you get about a stack of wood per tree anyway, meaning it wouldn't take me that long to get a full shulker box of dark oak. So while we're getting ready to build the mangrove farm, I'm gonna AFK here to get more of the different types of wood. And I will say, just having the cherry wood here is very nice with all these leaves. Anyway, let's get grinding.
And grinding over, and if you can peek just behind me, you can see that we now have some nylium back here. That's because this farm can also do the nether woods. However, the nether trees don't drop saplings, so we need a way for us to get the saplings for them. So I built this farm right here. It's very simple. It is made by Exumavoid, and all we have to do is come down here and place some bone meal inside, and then flick this lever and it will just start producing so many of the saplings and also some of the warp roots and crimson roots as well. But with just that little bit right there, we already have gotten, let's see, about a half stack of both, and that was only run for about 15 seconds. But with all the grinding, we were able to get one full shulker box of all the possible wood types that we can get with this farm. And like I said before, the next one is going to be mangrove wood, in which I did find a farm that we're going to build. So we already have the materials for it from before, so let's get building. Alright, with the mangrove farm now complete, I have already done some AFKing and we've already gotten over a box full. This one does take a little bit longer compared to the other one because growing these trees versus growing these trees take longer. And also, we can't just sit there and AFK because the Propagules will not replenish as fast as we need them to, meaning eventually they will run out. So I went ahead and built this guy right here, which is just going to give us a whole bunch more Propagules. So I'm going to go ahead and put 16 bone meal in each of these droppers. And now all we have to do is come over here, flick this lever. It's going to make a bunch of noise, but it is also giving us so many Propagules. It actually gave us 16. This guy just kind of decided to throw itself out. So I was able to just fill these up with bone meal, and then we got 9 stacks of Propagules. And then all of these Propagules right here are pretty much what I had left, but you also have to think that the trees also generate a little bit as well. But you might be wondering, where's all the wood? Well, actually, it is sitting in the shopping district because I have already designed the shop. And this is where it's going to be right here. All the stuff for the farm's currently sitting right here, including our first initial stock, as well as our plot for the shop is going to be right up here where all these torches are sitting. And for the shop idea, well, I'll let you guys just check it out. And there we go, we now have a wood shop. So as you can see, this shop is pretty much just a fallen over log that has gotten a little overgrown because it has 2 mushrooms growing out of it and it also has a whole bunch of moss covering it. But if we come inside of it, we can see that it is all hollowed out, which we have all the different other colors of wood that have formed inside of the log. And of course, if we look inside, this is birch wood, so there's birch logs. And now the only thing that we're missing here is a price. And the price we're going to be going with is 1 diamond per 2 stacks for all the different types of wood. So now we just got to wait for the diamonds to roll in. Hello, Mr. Pig. Oh, hey. We're actually going to be ending off this episode here. But before we do that, there is one last thing that I want to do, and that's just repair my elytra, since as you see, it's very low. And in order to do that, I think we can actually just go fly out and kill some mobs, since it's about to get to nighttime anyway. All right, let's find some mobs. Oh, hey, a creeper. Oh, hey, a zombie. Oh, wait, that's a lot of zombies. That's a lot of zombies. That is a lot of zombies. That is a lot of zombies. Oh, no. Now I just gotta hit respawn. Aw, man, now I gotta go get my stuff.
It's all right. I can make another sign.
Just like, does
What?
Crank look a little weird to you?
Yeah. Craig!
What?
Craig!
Craig!
Yeah?
Crank, are you feeling alright? You look a little blue.
Well, yeah, I feel amazing. I just gotta get my stuff. I just died to zombies.
Yeah, we can tell. Tell us if you need any help.
You got it. That was a little weird.
We need to kill him before he turns one of us, right?
Oh, good, my stuff's still here. Oh man, I feel lightheaded. Oh, so that's what they meant by I look a little blue. Well, I guess this fits Halloween.